How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to CuboldCast. And if you're joining us on YouTube, welcome to our new studio. In this podcast episode, we're going to be talking about the newly released game, Little Nightmares 2.
It's going to be a very, very different podcast.
Yeah.
Really this is our first time actually recording it. So we're not used to the camera over there. So it's going to be a lot different.
I'm not going to say how many takes I just did, but...
I mean, we do streams, so we do some sort of...
Well, the hardest part for us is doing anything that's scripted.
Yeah.
So I hate scripted stuff.
It's true, yeah.
It's really annoying.
You know, I think we're going to be disappointing a lot of people.
Oh, yeah. The face reveal thing. Well, only the podcast listeners.
Yeah.
People on YouTube, I've seen our face.
Well,
for
are we
months,
posting this on YouTube, though?
Yeah, it's going on YouTube.
So do you think the podcast listeners are going to go on YouTube and watch it?
I think we'll have a new audience.
Yeah.
People who like podcasts but don't watch our other videos.
Yeah.
And are we posting it on our regular?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
But we're still doing a video on YouTube.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, if you are a listener, you know, and, you know, you either want to be disappointed or you're going to be disappointed anyway.
Yeah, let's just rip that Band-Aid off now. Get it over
It's one
with.
of those things, like, you know, like Chug, what was it, 2 weeks ago? Or maybe it was a month ago. You showed me a picture of Jack Frags.
Yeah.
Like he's
not ugly.
He's not ugly. But it's like one of those things where
it doesn't fit the face.
I just
The
I
voice
had to
doesn't
like
fit the face.
I had to sit down for a while and like just think
sit
about
down.
it. And now
You
every
just pondered
it, every time I listen to him, I imagine that picture.
Oh man.
It's weird, but
You know the guy who plays Agent 47 looks like him? It's weird.
It's just an old version of him.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what I expected him to look like though. I didn't like you know how sometimes you make an image of what they look like and sometimes you just don't really form any kind of idea of what they look like.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of those things. Like I didn't actually think of what he looked like. It was just his voice.
It's like Trevor from GTA. Like they used his likeness in the game. So, and he's actually in a lot of TV shows and movies now. So it's weird when you see him there because he's Trevor.
I saw him in a movie or a TV show and it was weird. It was really weird.
Yeah.
Doesn't he look exactly like he does in game in real life?
Almost, yeah.
Like almost exactly.
And I saw this YouTube video someone did a while ago. It was like a live action GTA kind of thing. And they used him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he played the character again.
That's cool.
Nice.
It was.
The studio is I like it.
Yeah.
I like how it turned out.
I love the LEDs.
Yeah.
It looks awesome.
We were gonna get we're gonna get one eventually, but we were gonna get a CuboldCast sign like back here or
the
whatever.
neon one.
It's very
They're
expensive.
a little expensive, yeah.
Yeah. Not in the budget just yet, but
Yeah. We have other things like a couch for streaming and all that stuff.
yeah. Coffee maker.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Espresso
More
machine,
comfortable
And
stuff
espresso
for
maker.
the studio.
Both.
Yeah.
What was that?
More comfortable stuff for the studio.
Yeah.
To
It's a
make
little
it more comfy.
it's a little barren right now.
Yes.
But it's like one of those things where I remember the first couple times coming in, like you're not, I don't know how to say it, but you're not like comfortable. Like, you know,
We didn't want to
The
take our
first
shoes
time
off
in a
at
new
first.
place, it
Yeah.
feels odd.
yeah, it's like the smell. It's like the smell and the feel of it's weird. Like you don't feel like comfortable. You can't like take your shoes off and like kind of like,
Yeah.
Well, I didn't
exactly.
smell anything because I haven't had any
Oh,
sense
yeah.
of smell since COVID.
it's
Same.
crazy that you still don't have smell.
I know. It's been 2 months and I haven't smelled a single thing since then.
I can
It's
smell a
crazy.
few things. Like
Yeah.
I can actually smell coffee.
I can't.
Sometimes.
I wish I did.
Sometimes.
What was
It's
the?
random.
What was it? You could smell the butt fries or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You
I could
smelled those?
No, I didn't, but you were
Oh,
telling me
a
about
little
those.
bit. It was gross.
Awful. Okay, so we went over our friend's Ricky's house, which shout out to Ricky. He actually helped me with a lot of this stuff.
And this is his camera we're using now, too.
Yeah,
so.
and this is his camera.
Yeah.
So shout out to Ricky. I would not have the tools and I would not have the know-how, especially for these bigger panels to make them.
It
So
would have been a disaster otherwise.
Yeah.
a quick little story. Years ago, we had a 3D printing business. We made a box for the 3D printer because we were trying to isolate some of the colder air because in the
Yeah.
winter it would affect the prints. The screws were facing outwards of the box.
We didn't have any plan. We just got a bunch of supplies at Home Depot and we just went with it.
It's a DIY.
We bought
box.
hinges and stuff like that, and we just kind of just
Uh,
screwed it in every which way.
That was
It got to the point where we put corks on the outward facing
Yeah.
screws because it was
That
a
looks
safety
so
hazard.
dumb.
Actually, the stuff on the wall, all that, most of it is actually 3D. 3D printed that.
Yeah,
in the
everything
past.
except
yeah.
for the fake succulents we got up there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like the Batman and the portal gun. That's all 3D printed.
Yeah, this stuff is from our past. Well, we will be printing stuff again soon.
We do want to start up again with that eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun 3D printing.
But yeah, all this is 3D printed. This is, I don't, there's going to be a very few people, if maybe even not any, that'll recognize this, but this is the original Rust furnace.
Oh yeah, OG
Because
Rust.
they changed it.
Yeah, I don't like the new design.
I don't like it either.
Well, I mean, it is cooler looking,
No,
but
yeah,
we,
yeah.
we like the nostalgia of the old
Yeah.
Rust
Yeah.
furnace.
It's funny because I remember painting this, and I, on the inside, I try to make a fire effect, so I painted like orange with little red dots, and then
It looked
and then
terrible.
Yeah,
It was
you
pretty
painted
bad.
over because it was like
Yeah.
We bought these little
so
tea
bad.
lights and put them in there. So it
yeah,
was flickering. That actually looked kind of cool.
yeah,
It
it
did.
did.
The portal gun though, we put this not resin. Was it a resin? Some sort
It's
of
called
like
epoxy.
It was
epoxy,
yeah,
3D.
an epoxy
Yeah.
called XTC, and it turns everything yellow. Like it's super hard, and any paint we put on it, it turns yellow over time.
We probably put 5 or 6 coats.
Yeah,
And the
maybe
yellow
more
seeped
now.
through.
Yeah.
It was weird.
So we're gonna have to keep painting that periodically.
It just
Keep the
bleeds
yellow
through.
down.
It's like impossible to get rid of. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
It's odd.
yeah.
Anyway, I guess I don't know. I'm eager, but I don't know if like I'm eager to talk about it.
I'm eager to jump into the spoiler section.
I know.
At the
Yes.
end.
Well, we do have to say that for Little Nightmares 2, the spoiler section is going to be a lot longer
Yeah.
than
Probably.
the non-spoiler, just because there's a lot we want to talk about. So just for people who don't want to see the spoilers, we're going to do the non-spoiler section first,
hmm
then the spoiler section. But just warning you, the non-spoiler is going to be a lot shorter.
We'll give you ample warning when we're gonna start the spoiler
Yeah,
section.
yes.
So don't skip ahead, or else you might get spoiled.
And we can even put like if you're listening or watching on YouTube, we can even put a timestamp.
Yeah, we'll
like
do that.
like a spoiler section.
That works.
Mhm.
Yeah. But for audio listeners, we'll definitely
Mm-hmm.
we'll give a warning.
Just jump into it.
Yes.
What general like thoughts, overview, like super general. What do you?
I'd say it's on par with the first game.
It is.
It's so good.
Definitely on par.
It really is.
It had some more annoying platforming moments,
Yeah. There's.
but well, the odd thing was I'm replaying it again,
oh really?
and I noticed more annoying things the second time.
Hmm.
Like certain times I would die where I didn't die the last time, and I'm like, why can't I get past this section? It's kind of odd.
Yeah, that's weird. I had a lot of annoying sections with.
Something just fell. What was
that,
that?
no, that was me moving my foot.
Oh,
and
okay.
Not realizing that.
Oh.
Oh yeah,
thing
and,
was there.
and by the way, Chug forgot his mic stand,
Yep.
the holder for it, so that's why he's holding it
This
today.
is
Yeah.
fun.
So yeah,
he's,
we'll,
he's
we'll
gonna
have
break
that
out
back.
singing in a minute.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Whoa.
He's gonna sing sea shanties.
Yeah. What's that one that's popular?
Oh, the Wellerman.
The Wellerman.
comes.
Some guy on TikTok sang it. Some postman, and he literally quit his job and stuff because he became TikTok famous after
What?
it.
Wait,
Yeah.
after that song?
Yeah. Just one song,
So,
and he quit his
in the
job and he's
world?
TikTok famous.
I wonder how many. I'm not gonna get into that. I was gonna say I wonder how much TikTokers make
They
like
probably make a butt ton.
just on TikTok though, like not Instagram, not like
Mm-hmm.
like I wonder if TikTok has like a sponsor. Probably people reach out, but it's just like weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's such a weird platform.
It feels odd. Like growing up, we had certain platforms that were around, but now it almost feels like it's the next generation thing. And I'm not gonna say like we're old or anything, but
Yeah.
it feels odd. It's like, oh, this is the younger kids
Yeah,
that
this
like
is the
this,
new thing.
but also older kids are on there
Yeah.
too. So
I-
and older
I-
adults too.
Yeah, a lot of like YouTubers that I watch periodically, they'll a lot of times shout out or not shout out, but they'll mention that they have a TikTok where they post like exclusive shorter content. And it's
Mhm.
weird. Like things are somewhat shifting,
Yeah,
but even though I don't really agree with like monopolies, I do kind of hope like YouTube Shorts and like YouTube kind of like takes over like that kind of realm
Yeah.
because
yeah,
there's something about TikTok that like I don't know, like the environment's like it seems fake.
I know Twitch isn't like dropping off or anything. Actually, they're doing pretty well right now.
Yeah.
But I kind of wish YouTube. Like
Oh,
took
and by the
over
way,
for
the last
streaming.
podcast we were saying that we didn't know if YouTube has a dedicated stream page. They actually do. I didn't realize that.
Where's
Really?
that?
Yeah, if you go to YouTube,
Hold on, let's check.
eventually we'll have a screen up there so people can actually see what we're looking at.
Is it on the
Yeah.
left?
Yeah, it's on the left. You scroll down, and there's a section for live.
And that just
Really?
brings up anything?
It brings up all
Ah.
live streams. Probably people you're subscribed to first,
No, it's like it's like
Yeah.
a lot of
I see a lot of sports content,
political stuff.
political, which I get out of here.
Oh, live.
But it's
But yeah,
definitely
I
not as good as
see
Twitch. I don't like it.
Valheim.
No.
A lot
Wait,
of Valheim.
you can subscribe to live.
Wait, what?
There's a subscribe button to
Oh,
live.
yeah.
That's weird.
That is
Yeah, I
weird.
see a lot of Valheim in the
I
gaming.
barely see any gaming stuff, surprisingly.
Live Now gaming section.
Yeah, there's a couple of Valheims in there.
Oh, Valheim is amazing. Just a little
It
off
is,
topic. That game is incredible.
We can
Mhm.
do eventually when like they release more to it. We could literally do a podcast.
I am
on
so
it.
down
Yeah.
to do a podcast.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely, yeah. The
Boss-
game,
yeah.
it feels so good. Like
It
it's almost
does.
like rekindling my love of exploration
Mhm.
that I've lost over the course of playing so many open
It's gotten
world games.
so it's like a what do you call it? Like it's like beating a dead horse. Like each survival game just it doesn't feel like exactly the same, but it doesn't give you that feeling of like you don't know what to do. You're like lost. You have nothing.
Yeah.
This game, it rekindles it in that there's just so much that you don't know.
Mhm.
Like it's almost like it was almost like jumping into like a game, like never playing a survival game again.
exactly,
Almost like
yeah.
it's like I didn't know how to do anything, but I was so eager to like learn everything.
Yeah.
Everything's different. Like it's not the typical way of making items. Like you have to build a crafting bench, and then you have to have that in a house for it to work.
Mhm.
And trees, you chop those down, and the tree actually falls. Then you have to chop that tree into pieces.
Trees
afterwards.
are scary though.
Yeah, they can one shot you
It's
easily.
scary.
And there's bosses that you summon too.
Those giant trolls.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, me
Why
and
do they have
destroy
hair
you?
in their butts?
Yeah, their butts
it's
are
just
mega hairy.
They have hair like butt under going
It's
through.
everywhere,
Like,
yeah.
it's like
Really weird.
It's a weird. It's kind of nice though. No, I'm
It
kidding.
is nice, yeah.
No, but I was mining the first time I saw one. Me and Chug were mining copper in the dark forest. Is it called?
Something like that. Yeah, Black Forest.
I love the music when you go in the black forest.
Yeah.
I know.
It's so good.
It's really good.
Anyway.
All the music in the game is good.
Yeah, but I was mining, and then like the screen was shaking, but I thought that was because maybe I was clipping on the rock formation. But then all of a sudden, like this big I see these huge legs behind me. Like I swear, it's like 5 times the height of like my character.
Yeah, they're
And he
huge.
just swings, and I lose like half my health, and I just start screaming.
And I
run.
look over and I see this giant blue guy just destroying you.
And I didn't have any stamina because
You
I was
die?
What's going
I
on?
didn't have any stamina because I was mining. So my stamina bar is done. So I was like walking away, and I think I was overcumbered too because I had a lot of copper on me.
Oh,
And then he
man.
just like killed me. But
Yeah.
me and Jay went back and killed it.
He was stuck between a couple trees.
He was stuck. Yeah.
We just shot him with arrows until he died.
I don't know, the game is really cool.
It is, yeah.
You can sail to other islands too, which is really cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, the map is big.
Do you remember the game we used to play, Sherwood RPG?
Yes,
It reminds me of that a little bit.
it does. Yeah,
Is that Viking or?
It wasn't Viking, it's fantasy.
yeah. It was
like, there
it
are
was,
skeletons
knights,
that
dragons.
you can fight.
There were dragons in it, right? I think so.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
It was an old MMO RPG.
it was
game.
on Shockwave. if
No,
you
it wasn't.
remember. It was.
It was on Sherwood.com, I thought.
It was on Shockwave. I remember going to
That's
Shockwave
weird.
a lot.
I mean, maybe. I'm not sure.
I never. Yeah, I don't know a Shockwave. I played on.
Miniclip.
Yeah.
Miniclip's
Yes.
good.
What was that one space one?
Rip Flash.
No, what was a space one?
The Zombotron.
Zombotron.
Yeah, Zombotron.
That was a good
Zombotron.
one.
That was a good
I
one.
think
yeah.
that still exists.
Yeah, it
Or,
does
like,
still
let's play it
exist.
now.
But
I don't know.
Flash is dead. So
Yeah.
I don't know how
Oh,
many of those
yeah.
games are still up.
Did you say they were like people already have emulators up?
They do have emulators, yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know how they work,
Yeah.
but people are playing like older games on Flash emulators.
Huh.
Kind of funny.
That's funny.
I wonder if it's one of those things where no one not that many people care about it until it's gone, and then people are like just like
yeah.
go crazy. and
They
start
like
playing.
that it's there, but when it's gone, they go back to it. Like
Yeah.
Club Penguin.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
people, when they heard that the game was shutting down, they flocked to it.
Mhm.
And then so much so that people brought stuff back,
yeah,
brought servers back and
they
stuff.
tipped the iceberg.
Yeah, that was they put that in for like the final farewell thing.
Yeah, that was cool.
It's
we used to be super into Club Penguin.
Yeah, we used
Yeah.
to be. Remember? There's another game we used to play.
Roblox?
No, like a universe.
Oh yeah. Man, I would
I don't
play
know
that
if you
now
ever
if it was
played
still
it.
around.
I used to play the pizza one.
Oh, Lego Island.
too.
That's awesome.
That was a good game, yeah.
Dude, nostalgia's so good. I love
I
it.
know.
The new Lego game though.
The Star Wars one?
Is
Yeah.
that out?
No, it's
No,
not
not
out. It's
yet.
coming out this year though.
If it's good, I may get it. It's been a
Yeah.
while since I bought a Lego game.
And
Yeah.
they I heard something about this. They say that they're gonna do the no voice thing. You can actually have add
yeah.
the option.
Mhm.
They
to
just
turn
have
the
grunts.
voice acting's off. Yeah.
I hate the voice acting in the
I
Lego
think
games.
I think at that point when they added the voice acting, I didn't actually play many of them from what I remember.
The only
Yeah.
one that JJ and I actually liked was Lego Batman 2.
Mm-hmm.
That was the one of the first Lego games that they added
Lord
voice
of
acting.
the Rings too. That was a
I
good
said
one.
one of them.
Oh yeah.
one of the
Lord
first.
of the Rings, really?
Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings was really good too.
Huh.
But yeah.
Hmm.
But Lego Batman 2 was like one of my favorites.
That was a little off topic, but that was
It was.
yeah,
It was.
We get off topic a lot. So if you're new to our podcast or our channel, we just go all over the place. We don't like scripted stuff, so we just kind of take it as it goes.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it would be awful if we had like straight up script like the whole way. 'cause
Oh yeah, we'd be
that's-
like stuttering.
that's where we mess up the most.
Yeah.
Is
It
like
is.
scripted things. So
Mhm.
You're
We
trying
have
to
a
see-
generic outline sometimes, but
Yeah, you're trying to say it correctly, and then it's like you mess up, and you're like,
That's just-
stupid.
looks bad on camera.
Yeah, it does.
yeah, but we'll
Alright,
we'll get better at it.
Back to Little Nightmares 2.
I don't know what we were talking about. General overview.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you were saying you were getting like annoyed.
Oh
your
yeah,
second
certain
person.
times I would die and I didn't even know why. Like there's one part where you have to hide from a person in a classroom. I'm not
Mhm.
going to spoil anything else besides that, but
Oh, yeah.
I was creeping around the back and the person kept seeing me. I don't know how,
Oh yeah,
but
I think
I don't know how to beat that
you
part.
mentioned it the other day. You think it, or we both think it might be launch issues. Because it
That-
came
that
out,
could be the
3
case.
days ago.
I did have a couple of those.
So
I had 2 times where I got physically stuck and couldn't move, and I had to. I was literally spinning in place, and I had to reset from a checkpoint because I couldn't go anywhere.
Mm.
I had a couple of glitches too, but I mean, it didn't really bother me.
yeah, there was one
Yeah.
time. There's no spoil. I'm not gonna say any spoilers or anything, but I was like running, and I grabbed something, and then I started spinning like 3 or 4 times a second, like just spinning, and then I walked a little bit and it was gone.
That's
like something weird like that.
That's weird. I didn't get the spinning thing. That's
Hmm.
weird. Didn't you also have an issue with your PS5 controller?
Yeah, for some obviously I'm not gonna say for some reason, but PS5 controllers aren't really 100% like accurate on PC.
Not yet. Maybe not supported yet.
Yes,
probably.
not 100% supported. That's what I was trying to figure out. So it displayed Xbox controls like A, B, X, Y.
That is a really nice controller.
It really
It
is.
is, yeah.
I don't know.
$70 on Amazon.
I know. I
70.
feel like I don't use a controller enough.
Yeah, true.
I use a controller all the time. Tons of games.
Yeah. It just. I guess it
It
really just
depends on the
depends.
game.
Yeah. Like Outer Wilds, I use a controller. Like when I get back into Dark Souls, I'll have to use a controller. So
Oh, yeah.
maybe.
You have to get back into Dark
I
Souls.
know. And I have to play BioShock.
Oh, same. Okay,
Mm.
for Red Dead, you should use a controller too.
Yeah, I used one.
Yeah,
I think when I played it. Yeah.
I didn't use it the first time I played through it.
Yeah, I didn't like it without a controller.
Yeah.
I
It
have
felt
that,
smoother with one.
Yeah, I have that Bluetooth thing that you guys have, but
It's
I
so
never use
nice.
it though.
Oh,
What is it to turn it on?
What do you mean?
You have to
Like,
click. Okay.
isn't it?
The Bluetooth thing is
PlayStation
always
button,
on.
Options and share. Hold those down until you get like the blinking, and then once the blinking goes, you go to Bluetooth, and then your controller shows up.
Yeah,
And
once it's
you can
paired,
connect it.
it literally will just act like a normal controller. You press the power button and it turns on.
Oh, I think I already have. Oh wait, I have to do it again because I reset my
Yeah.
Windows the other day.
Yeah.
Like last week.
It's really easy.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
It's super nice.
As for like a general overview of how I felt about the game, I agree with. We were talking about this earlier, but yeah, I agree with both you in that I think that it is on par with the first game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's a very good game.
It has a much different feel though
It
in
does.
certain parts.
Well,
It
I was
does.
about to say, in the beginning, if anybody played the demo, which it was free on Steam, and I think it still is. So if you actually want to try the demo out and you've played the first game, the demo is free on Steam, but it majorly changes in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Like it drastically changes. I'm not gonna
Mhm.
spoil it, but it's like you're here and then you're there.
You're in a completely different area.
It's just like
Yeah.
boom, and then it's just totally different of what you were expecting.
The demo is a good precursor for like how the general feel of the game is. Obviously, there are like different tones throughout, but the demo shows you how much more intense this one is than the first one, and that's not a bad thing.
Yeah. You know what was weird is I played the demo and I was super into it, super immersed. But But after the demo, like when I started playing the full game, up to the point where the demo ended, I just kind of went through the motions. I didn't really like look around at a lot of stuff. I just wanted to finish the part that I had played and get to the other part.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of like not knowing what to expect. But as soon as I got past the demo part, I got really excited
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
It's such a. I mean, it's so. I don't know. It's such a good like start to the game. Like I don't know. It just throws you into it, and then you feel like that's like wow, it can't get more intense than that. And then you get to like the school or whatever. And then it's like oh my goodness. And then
I do have to say in this one, I feel like they did the noises better.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Like,
definitely.
It's ridiculous.
There's a new mechanic.
I'm gonna say one word, and you're both are gonna say chalk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah.
It was like ear blaring.
There's a new mechanic where you can drag things. Like you can drag an axe or a lead pipe or a stick. If you're in a room that has wooden floors, you hear the object hitting each of the boards of the floor. Like
and whatever item it
Great
is.
sound design.
yeah.
Like if it's a pipe, it sounds like a pipe.
Yeah.
Or if it's an axe, it sounds like you're dragging a big axe around.
Yeah.
yeah.
like
It
something like
felt
that.
heavy when you picked it up.
Yeah. The game is really impressive. That kind of is another thing that is slightly different than the first game. Is like it's not. So you are still helpless for the most part, but you do have a little more control over, like survival. I guess you can say like there is a little more combat in it.
A little bit. Yeah. Yeah. They have a mechanic where you swing that object that I was talking about at little creatures.
Yeah.
You can't do anything against the big creatures though.
Yeah.
Yeah. That I'm glad that stayed the same though.
I feel
Yeah.
like that would have been kind of cool if like the bigger creatures you could chop off their like feet or something.
Well, I
with
mean,
the
the
axe.
first game, you chop off their limbs via
Oh, yeah.
other means, not with an object you're holding though.
Yeah.
And the second game has similar mechanics like that, like taking out the big creature that's chasing you.
Mm-hmm.
But not with like a physical object you're holding.
I'm happy
Well,
that they
at
kept.
points, yes.
Well, I'm happy that they. Well, yeah, but I'm happy that they kept that part the same. Like the bigger, scarier or creatures or whatever, those are more like scripted cinematic sequences.
Yeah.
I'm happy it kept it that way because I feel like it wouldn't be as scary if you had control over, like stopping them at any point or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Well, you do have control over that later on with
Yeah.
other creatures, but
yeah.
we'll talk about that in the spoiler section.
Yeah.
But I just want to say, like, when I first played through it, I was smiling. Like, I was so happy. It was so awesome.
It really
Yeah.
was.
And the end of the first sequence, I was just sitting there like, yes, this is
Yeah.
awesome.
I almost wish it was longer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
It's so good. They're planning on releasing DLC. Is that a thing?
Nobody knows. Nobody really knows.
But you
They-
got the
I hope
deluxe,
so.
so.
No. The deluxe it tells you what you get.
Hmm.
In the Gnome's Attic DLC, which
That's in the
was-
deluxe.
which-
That's in the regular, isn't
that's
it?
in the deluxe.
Oh, that's
um,
it.
Well, I mean,
It's
there's
like a little room they
there's
added.
like you get the soundtrack, you get a couple
Oh, okay.
avatars. You
Soundtrack
get,
is great.
It really
oh my
is.
goodness,
Mm.
music is incredible in the game.
There's that one music. I'm sure you heard
Towards
it.
the end, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, where it's
Um,
slightly different.
It was very different.
Yeah.
I really like that.
I like how I think I know what you're talking about, but it almost like it encapsulated what was happening in a way.
Mhm.
Like I don't know, it used different methods of like of sound.
It had a very different sound to it than the other soundtracks.
Like
yeah.
you said the other day, in the beginning, we're not going to kind of spoil that part either. But you said like southwestern music, I guess.
No, it had like a down south kind of sound
yeah,
to it.
like a
Outback.
southern.
kind of like
Not outback, but like southern. Like if you ever watch those old Disney movies and like the farmer like is chasing the dogs or whatever, like stuff like that. It's like
Mm.
that kind of music.
But it was like a
Yeah.
distorted version of it,
yeah, like the distorted violin
yeah.
a little bit.
like an untuned violin kind of.
It's very hard to
going on.
explain it unless you hear it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how to accurately put it into words.
But but as you go, like each creature has its own specific music that goes along with it.
Oh, that reminds me of that one part. The piano.
Oh,
That was so good. It was like
It was.
that one game, the sitting chairs or seat. What's that?
Musical chairs.
Yeah, musical chairs. It's like it was so tense.
I know.
Wait,
I
did
think
you did you jump on the piano
No, did
later
you?
on?
Did you?
Because if you jump on, no, not
Oh.
with not that one. later on, there's a piano in the room, and you have to bring it up and then drop it
Wait,
down.
that's the piano?
What?
The same
It's
one?
not the same one.
No.
Oh.
No, if you jump on it a bunch of times, you get an achievement. That's
See,
what
I
was gonna
mooched
say.
off a chug for this one, so on a Steam library, so I didn't get the achievements.
Yeah.
But I was gonna buy it, but not on launch. And he's like, "Let's play Little Nightmares for the next podcast." So I was
Well,
like,
that's
"If
what
we're gonna do that,
Cass wanted to do it.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
So-
Well, it came out like it's weird because we were looking forward to it for like a good amount of time, but
hmm
it kind of came out of nowhere. So it was like
No, I knew it was gonna come out this month. This month.
month.
No, I knew it was gonna come out this month.
I didn't know that. It just like I saw it on the Steam. I was like, wait, Little Nightmares is coming out tomorrow. Like, let's just play it because
Yeah.
they're usually shorter anyway, like
Mhm.
4 or 5 hours.
yeah." I beat it in one sitting too.
I
Same,
almost
same.
did.
Yeah,
I would have, but I just like Thursday I streamed some of it, which was a great stream. It was so fun.
I was a little ahead of you though. While
You
you
were
playing
just like
it,
just
but
slightly. I heard your reactions and stuff. It didn't ruin anything. It actually
Yeah,
made me
yeah.
a little excited because like
That's
I heard,
cool.
I was like, oh no, it's coming up. But yeah, I would have finished it, but it was just like such a long day, so I took a break and then I finished it last night
hmm
late.
late last night.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I went to bed at like 5:30.
Ooh.
Yeah,
that's tough.
it's okay. It was worth it.
hmm
Definitely worth it.
But the without spoiling, the ending of the game has a much different tone than the beginning does. Unlike Little Nightmares 1, like it kind of felt the same from start to finish. Same general tone. It changed the monsters, it changed the music based on the area, but it wasn't a drastic change like it was in 2.
Yeah,
Well, okay, so in one, I mean, people who are listening have probably known the ending of 1.
We're still not spoiling.
Most likely, I'm not going to spoil
Yeah.
it. But I noticed in 1, the ending was kind of straightforward,
Mm-hmm.
while this
Yeah.
one was more of a twist.
Yeah.
yeah. It's
They're like different in a way.
I just lost my train of thought. I was gonna say something about the ending of the first one. Oh yeah, the ending of the first one. How it made me feel was, I was like excited. I was like, I don't know. It was one of those things where like, you're like not like pumped up, but like you were like really like pumped. Like, oh, like this is actually like so
This is
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one at the end, I was like I don't know. It's one of those things where it just kind of shocked you, and I was
It
just
was
like,
more of the ending of the DLC. That's what
Yes.
it's more like.
Yeah.
The ending of the
Exactly,
DLC
yes.
from 1, you're annoyed. You're like, kind of like angry. And that's the same way you are at the end of Little Nightmares 2.
definitely
In a good
yeah.
way.
Yeah. I will say that the whole like the world building and the platforming was mirroring a lot of how the last DLC of the first game's DLCs was.
They did it better though.
It did it way better. That's what remember that was like I think that was one of my main complaints with the DLCs cuz in the first game, the DLCs I liked like obviously I like the base game better, but the DLCs I like how like I like the twist at the end better.
Yeah.
Like the
Mhm.
story like it's obviously built on the main game, but I like the story better of the DLCs.
Yeah.
And that was one of my main issue is that it was so wide and was such a drastic change from the linear kind of gameplay that you get. But this game, obviously they had to make it bigger. So it was kind of like it took inspiration from that, but they learned from it and made it work.
There's one sequence
Wait,
that
yeah,
was
let you go.
almost identical in layout,
The
but it was
chess.
different puzzles.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
chess
chess
one,
the
yeah.
chess one. It's very similar to the book one
Mhm.
from the DLC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember walking in that room and I was like, is this the same room? And I was like, wow, this is exactly the same. Like almost. I mean, there's like another level or something on the other one, like another floor.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Chug, you were saying something?
Yeah, I was gonna say I like how smooth it is because like all the places you go within this place. I was gonna say, I mean, could we say where it is?
The
No.
city?
Well,
It's
This.
based in
yeah.
a city.
Yeah. I was gonna say I didn't know if we were gonna like say the
The location.
location.
Well, I mean,
Um,
on the poster, there's a city.
Oh,
true. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
But
I mean,
there
I
also
like-
is foreshadowing on that poster. I'll mention it in the spoiler section.
Okay. I didn't. Yeah. I'm
But I
curious.
was gonna say I like how smooth everything goes because like you go into one place, and then you get through it, and then you get out, and you're like, oh, I have to go through this place now. And then boom, and then you go through all these different areas.
Yeah.
But it was just so smooth in the way it happened.
Yeah. Definitely. The
But-
transition between
Yeah.
spot from spot, yeah, or
Mhm.
like place from place. I will say that the scariest, most tense monster still is the swimming guy from the DLC. Like these
You mean
monsters.
the granny?
Is that his name?
The granny, yeah.
The granny.
Oh,
That
okay.
was that put holes in some of the theories, which I'll mention later,
really.
because the granny was the previous lady. That puts a hole in one of the theories.
One of the theories. Oh, okay.
Okay.
I never even heard that theory, and you mentioned it a little bit.
That wasn't a theory. That was that's actually confirmed.
No, not that part, but the new theory for the new game or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, the granny still holds like the top point for like the most tense. Like I don't know what it is, but I mean I hate sharks, so it's probably something to do with
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
Like
with
you're
water?
swimming, there's something under you.
When I go to the beach, I don't like going deep
Yeah,
because
it's-
I don't know what's under me.
Even though we're not in really a place. I mean, well, it depends on where we go.
I mean, I've known people who've stepped on jellyfish and sea urchins.
And
know
they have
some-
to
we know
get
someone-
their foot amputated, right?
Someone did, yeah.
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
it's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it. Now I'm not,
The ocean's scary, man.
it is scary.
I hate the
It's
ocean, but I like
terrifying.
swimming in it a little bit. But then I hate
one of the worst
not
like
knowing.
thoughts though is imagine being in the middle of the ocean, nothing around you, like just you don't know what's under you. And the
Yeah.
worst thing is like I think sharks can breach the water at like 20-25 miles per hour.
Oh,
That's
my.
crazy.
Like you don't even see it coming, and then what if you feel like, well, you wouldn't. I don't know. It's just terrifying.
Like you've seen the Meg before, right?
yeah.
Like imagine like you've seen the shark coming out of the water, but it's like the mouth
You
is
see-
swallowing like 30 people.
It just
Ugh.
gets dark underneath you.
That is terrifying. I wonder if you'd feel it, like the force. I mean, it's. I don't know.
Well,
You'd-
he wouldn't chew you.
no.
It would just like rip your legs apart, probably.
Sharks normally saw,
Yeah.
like they just saw your leg off.
That's awful. I hate sharks.
Yeah.
So and they're coming at you at like 25. If they
Yeah.
if they engulf your leg, they'll probably just rip it in half.
I mean, I don't think this is so off topic, but I don't think they actually, like I could be wrong, but I don't actually think that they purposely eat humans.
I think they're seals
yeah.
a lot of times.
So like on a surfboard, if you're going like paddling or whatever, I think it's one of those things. Like
Mm.
it kind of looks like a seal or something.
Hmm.
Or they could be like
It's still
super
scary,
hungry.
though.
Yeah. Someone did a test where they were like, "Does human blood attract sharks?" And I think it was like it didn't.
Was
really
it Mark
attract.
Rober?
It might. Yeah. Was
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was something like that.
Hmm.
I don't know.
We're talking about scary things. So.
Yeah. Yeah, but the granny still holds like. I mean, these
Yeah.
monsters were terrifying.
The
but
second monster was pretty scary.
Wait.
The
Oh.
yeah
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
It was- yeah.
In the school, yeah.
That was scary, yeah, for sure. I forget what the hospital was pretty creepy. Although I felt like I got annoyed more than I did like scared at that
Oh
point.
yeah, you and Chug both said you had trouble with that, which I didn't. Like most of those sequences, I got past without dying.
There's one part. Well,
I
Like-
know what part you're gonna say.
there's so many like enemies. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like the completely dark room. Like that was. I don't know. I figured it out after a while, but like I did it for a while. And I
I
was
couldn't
like,
get
what?
the flashlight to work for some reason. I couldn't get it to work perfectly.
I don't know. It's weird. It was. I think what is it like vertical for the left analog and then rotational or something for the right.
It's odd because my first time playing, or my first time going into one of those rooms, I died. I was like, why can't I aim this flashlight? And then I realized I can literally aim it like a gun almost. You can aim it like any way you want just by turning the right stick.
You
might
might
have-
even use the left stick.
You can use the left stick to move, but
To
use
walk,
the right
yeah.
stick to actually
Oh.
aim the light all the way around you in a complete 360.
Huh. Even then though, like I tried to do like that 360 in that one room. It was like, I don't know, I kept getting stuck on it. Did you like you didn't have trouble with that?
I died once.
I didn't have trouble in that one.
The dark room?
The dark room.
Oh man. I died like 8 times.
It was weird, yeah. Like I literally just started spinning.
I had more
Wait,
trouble
huh.
with the hallway than I did with that room.
Wait, the hallway. Oh, yeah. First
Yeah.
time? You
I
like
died like 7 or 8 times in the hallway.
Yeah. It is
It was because of the thing towards the end.
You also
of
got
the
jump
hallway.
scared at that part too.
Did I?
I heard you yell.
Oh, I had a
Oh.
terrible jump scare at one of the parts. Do you guys remember the part where there's like the wheelchair and you have like the one in the wheelchair and you have to
Yeah,
get it
yeah.
to move? Like I remember I was like on stream, and I knew it was gonna move. Like I turned off the lights. I was like, okay, this thing's gonna move. And then like I knew it was moving. I got closer, and then it moved, and for some reason I got like jump scared, and I was like close to the mic too, and I was like,
okay, yeah, I heard.
And I was like, I screamed, I was like, ah, and then like everyone in the chat was like that wasn't even scary, but your scream, like Casey Man was like, I was zoning out, and that like terrified me. I started dying laughing. I was like, there was
it's sometimes scarier when you're anticipating something and you're not sure when it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like I knew it was gonna happen, so I was like, okay, this is gonna happen, but for some reason I was like, why isn't it like? And then I got close and it happened.
Yeah.
So very smart, like horror design too.
Really is
Great ambiance.
Oh, I know.
Incredible.
It's such a good game. Like I want to finish playing it again.
I hope they add DLCs.
I'm
sure
so
they will.
I don't know. It's one of those things where I think we were so worried, and it was just as good as the first game.
I wasn't worried after the demo.
The demo, the demo was really like encouraging. Oh, the buddy system. How'd you guys feel about that?
I enjoyed it.
I liked it. Yeah,
I thought they pulled it off well.
Mhm.
One worry that I did have was that, you know how in some games, I think we talked about this before, but you know how in some games, like I know in the first Last of Us,
yeah.
like the NPC will be like running around in front of like monsters and stuff,
Mhm.
and it's just like, it's like, come on, like that just breaks immersion. But
I noticed that in Little Nightmares 2, it was so scripted to the point where the other person with you would actually look out and like watch the monster. Like they would do other animations. Like you'd be hiding from a certain creature and they would peer around the corner and check and see if they were still there, as opposed to just sitting in the open.
Yeah, I didn't really notice that, but I did notice that I can actually exploit some of the puzzles by what the NPC did. So like, for instance, one of them was like an elevator, and the NPC wouldn't follow me to certain areas, and I was like, okay, it has to be something with this. So then I figured out like that way. So I mean, it obviously it's not perfect, but I thought they did great with it.
There was one puzzle that I wouldn't have figured out without the NPC, and that was the throwing the block at the thing that reveals the hole, or throwing an item at it.
Oh, I actually saw there was a light coming
Oh, I
down.
saw that too, and that was supposed to be there, but I was like, how do I get this off the wall? Like, how do I get this off?
I'm trying to think.
I didn't realize that it took like something
Wasn't it towards the
thrown
beginning
at
of
it.
the game anyways?
That was, yeah.
I'm trying to think. I don't know.
In the school.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. Like, I only figured that out because the NPC was picking up a block themselves. I'm like, you never pick stuff up. There's another time where the NPC picked something up that I wasn't sure what it was, and I wanted to let them drop it, but they weren't dropping
X-ray?
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why were they picking that thing up?
I don't know.
There wasn't.
They didn't
There was
do-
some sort of. You put it in the X-ray. There's an axe piece in it.
But you
There
didn't
was.
use it though.
But
Did
when you
you?
put it, I was gonna. I wasn't. I'm
Yeah.
not
Oh,
gonna
it's
spoil
so tempting to
It's-
spoil.
It is
It's
really
so
tempting,
hard.
yeah. But that was one of our worries though. Like
Yeah.
that would kind of break immersion, or it would make it less scary because you're with someone.
And they pulled it off well.
They did.
Mhm.
I actually
well.
I actually liked it a lot. It was
Mhm.
different. It made things different. I don't know. It's surprising to see a game like that. The first game's so good, and the second game is just as good,
Exactly.
but different.
And improves in a lot of ways.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I
think,
think
is
there
there
are some things where it wasn't quite as good. Like at least like with optimization, not graphics optimization, but just bug fixes and stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I'm sure that'll get fixed.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
I
think if
have
there's
a
another game that there was the second one out that was just
Surge.
good.
I never played it, but
What is it?
Surge. I've heard
The
you
first game was better.
Oh,
Hmm.
I don't know. I thought I heard you guys saying something about the second one being really good.
It was
I mean,
good, but
Borderlands?
the first one's better. Borderlands 2 is still better. I don't know.
What?
Last of
Borderlands
Nah, I'm
1 is
just
better, or 2 is better than 1?
Yeah.
Isn't that what we're talking about? Oh,
Yeah,
you're saying games
2
that
is
are
on
Wait,
par or
Borderlands?
something.
You're
Never
saying
mind.
Borderlands?
Never mind.
Last of Us? Nah, I'm just kidding.
No.
No.
No, the first one's better.
Gameplay was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, story.
Stories.
I don't know. There's a lot of games that are the first one's better than the second one, so that's why we were very surprised that this one is just as good.
I mean, Battlefront minus the scummy
2 improved a
corporate-
lot,
corporate
though.
2 did,
greed.
yeah.
Yeah. 2 improved majorly.
Oh
It
yeah,
really
yeah.
did.
2 is actually a great game. I was actually considering like streaming it sometime. It'd be fun to play.
Yeah, I'd be down to play that again.
It's actually I played it the other day. Oh no, not the other day, but maybe a month ago with Ben. It was really fun. It just needs more players, but honestly, at this point, I feel like it's
Dark Souls 2 is better than 1.
Yeah, we're 40 minutes in.
already.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
How did that happen?
Did you even
Did
hear
you-
what I just
did you-
said?
Dark Souls 2 is better than 1, and that's not true.
I
I
would
had to
know.
like go back and search my memory
Brain
for a
for that?
second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
your file log. You
Yeah.
went back like
No,
a
2,
minute.
2
No.
sucks, by the way.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know, but I did joke around when you and Brian were playing through. I was
Mhm.
like, I don't know, 2's kind of good. Like, even though I never played
Well,
it.
Brian, it was his favorite game, and then he played it with Kale or Chug,
And
and
then he realized it
he's like, "No, I
sucked.
actually hate this game."
That's funny.
No, it's 1 and 3 are better.
All right,
Are so much better.
spoiler section.
Wait.
I want to get into it. All
Okay,
right,
one second.
one more thing.
Yeah, we covered everything. Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Let's
Pretty
go
much-
to
Well,
we
spoilers.
pretty much did our
before that,
thoughts.
the game is good. If you like the first
It's
game,
incredible.
you'll probably enjoy the second one more.
Yeah.
And if you haven't, oh man,
Wow, we
That's
are
on
so
YouTube now.
leaving that in.
That's gonna happen
no,
to me now
if-
too.
I was okay. Yeah, if
No.
you haven't played the first game, go play it. It's really cheap.
$5 on
Well,
Steam.
no, they offered it for free.
Game
like-
Pass.
No,
On-
completely free. Like they had free Little Nightmares 1 codes like last week or something.
Whoa,
Something like that. Yeah.
That's why that's so cheap on Game Key sites now.
And all three
Hmm.
of us would recommend if you do play the first game, play the DLCs
Yes.
for the first game
Oh yeah,
because
Oh,
it's
it's-
just as good.
it
Yeah,
enhances the main game.
yeah.
So-
And it's gonna the ending is just gonna make you so mad.
Yeah,
But like, I don't know, good mad. I don't know how you
Yeah.
say that, but
yeah. Spoilers.
yes.
All right, spoilers now. Turn
Spoiler,
back if you don't want to be
spoiler,
spoiled.
spoiler.
Yeah.
All right.
I was gonna continue the thought from before. Sierra's watching me play Little Nightmares 2,
Mhm.
and I hear her say things like she thinks it's so cute that they're holding hands and stuff. I'm like, you don't
do
even
not
know. I'm
That's
just
good.
waiting for the end.
Wait, what were you saying about the foreshadowing?
Foreshadowing. Okay, I know people on YouTube can't see this, but check out this thing here. You see the tall man behind Mono,
Is he wearing?
and that's the building, and it looks just
it looks like the
the
bag.
bag.
Ah. Wow, I didn't
And
notice that.
he has a little glow around him, and this glow is up here too. Just
Huh.
some serious foreshadowing.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool.
I don't know, like the way they structured the story was so good. Like I had no idea, honestly.
I had no idea until he sat in the chair and started growing.
yeah.
No, what I thought at that point, he kept getting older. I'm like, no, he's gonna be the dude in the first game that was hanging himself,
Oh,
which is
Oh,
another
yeah.
theory later on we could talk about.
He very
But-
well could be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
the-
and then when he had the final, like when the lights went off and it went back on, and it was the hat, and he was the tall man, I was like, oh
my thought process was, I actually thought that he might have been like the Thin Man's son, like rebelling or something at some point. Because I was like, okay, they kind of have like similar powers, so maybe he is like rebelling against his dad or something. But then when he sat in the chair and when he started growing, I was like, no way. I was like, this is gonna, and then like it clicked. And I was like, he's gonna be the Thin Man or something.
Yeah. See, for me, I didn't realize that it was his powers. I thought it was just something to do with the TV. I thought the TV was like calling to him, not like he was trying to go into the TV.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's why you didn't understand the beginning with him coming
Yeah.
out of the TV.
And,
Yeah.
and I actually thought that the part where he started teleporting through TVs, I thought he gained that power after going in there, which he somewhat did. It just evolved. But then the part where he had the boss fight with the Thin Man, I was taken by surprise because I didn't expect his powers to be like that.
I didn't either. One theory this is the theory that I'm kind of most like in line with, and the theory is that Mono has always been the Thin Man, and he's in he's in a time loop, and the Thin Man isn't exactly bad. Instead, it's Mono in the future trying to stop Mono from the past to creating the cycle, because if you guys notice, the building is actually a creature. It's some sort of monster that can mask itself as a building.
That's in the TV though, right?
The
Because
building?
that creature only appears in the TV realm, whatever that is.
Yeah. Although at the end of the game, it did start breaking the concrete and started like coming out of the building or whatever. And
yeah, but inside the building is technically in the TV realm. because you
Yeah.
the pink stuff all over the place where you can like teleport.
Yeah.
That's not really in real life.
Right.
So it's got to be some sort of like inside.
Yeah, there are some. I mean, if you guys notice when you first go in, Mono's able to like stay on the ground and walk around, but there are things floating. So there's like kind of a paradox there. Like there's no gravity, yet there is
Yeah,
gravity.
almost
for
like it's a
Mono.
second dimension inside the building.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and the theory that I go along with is that Mono has always been the Thin Man, and it's a time loop that doesn't get broken. And Mono, the reason why he grabs Six is because he's trying to stop her because he knows that she will betray Mono in the future. And that's my thought
And
process.
then he tries to stop Mono in the street to try to
Yeah.
keep him away from the
But
building.
the whole game, the crazy thing, if you do like go along with this theory, the crazy thing is the whole game, you're like, crap, the Thin Man, and he's
Mhm.
like your view, he's the bad guy. At the end of the game, it's like, no, that's the protagonist, and
Yeah.
he got screwed over. It's like,
Which
Yeah.
I'm curious because if it is the time loop one, which I'm leaning towards that too, but why would he purposely fight Mono in the street when he knew that he killed him in the past? Why would he go back there?
yeah, I don't know.
Maybe
well,
he thought he could defeat him.
well,
Maybe he just went totally insane after being there for so long.
yeah, or I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe it's not the Thin Man coming back. Maybe it's just the time. I don't know. Maybe it's just the timeline's just repeating, or I actually don't know.
Well, if the loop doesn't have a beginning or an end, quote unquote.
Maybe he's just going back in time to where
Yeah.
that Mono didn't know what happened.
because technically he could teleport.
Yeah,
The Thin Man can teleport. So maybe he wasn't in that dimension. Maybe he didn't kill him. Maybe he just sent him back to the dimension he was in before.
repeating it to try to see if he can do it again, maybe,
Yeah.
or like,
because he kept teleporting, and the only way he can teleport was through the TV system.
No, well, he
Well, he-
teleports without the TV system.
Oh yeah.
There's a scene where he comes down the hallway and he teleports
train.
closer to you. Before
Also
the
in the-
train,
yeah.
yeah.
So he could be in a different dimension, and then when Six did that, he sent him away.
maybe he's some. Yeah, well,
He was trapped in the dimension, and Mono let him out. The
The
door was
door.
closed. Yeah,
I think he
Oh, with the
called him to
TV?
him.
yeah. Mono let him out when he was in the hallway.
I think that's what I mean, though. I mean, that's what I'm like
But maybe
thinking
he
is
was
that. Yeah, I'm
still stuck in it.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. I think he's been sitting in that chair, held captive by the creature or the building, and I think the creature or the building is utilizing his powers to broadcast to keep these people the way
To
they
distort
are.
them.
Mhm.
Yeah, because if you think about it, the city was, I mean, it was a previous city. I'm sure it was fine. There's trains and stuff, and then now it's all dilapidated and it's all destroyed and like.
I'm curious how people were vaporized where they were sitting. Like the first part of the city, you see clothes like sitting in bar stools and all that. How did that happen? You see the viewers. That didn't happen to them.
I heard someone said that the building also utilizes his power in that those clothes that are hanging, there's a picture. The developers posted a picture and it said there's like hanging clothes and stuff and like empty clothes, and they're like, they're not going to need this where they're going. And basically the guy that I watched, he theorized that the building consumes their body, making the flesh bigger. So like he uses the flesh, and their soul is that static, that thing that Mono can consume.
Oh, wait.
It's weird that it was
So-
only kids that had that static though.
It is weird, yeah.
Wait, so
Because you do see
oh,
adult clothes.
wait, what is it? The bodies are getting so distorted. So when they die, that's when their body gets sent to him? Because people are
That's a
committing
theory.
suicide all over the city
yeah,
because they wanted to get closer to this station.
right.
No, any TV screen, they would just be mesmerized to the point where they would just follow it and die. They weren't purposely committing suicide.
Oh, I know that. Yeah.
but they would just walk towards it until they fall off a building. Which there's a part where you had to do that to a person
Yeah.
to make them fall off.
Mm.
But I mean,
You
that,
ended up killing a lot of people in this
yeah,
game.
you do. You do,
You
yeah.
incinerated a dude alive.
Kids. I mean, I don't
Well,
know.
no, they were porcelain dolls that were brought alive.
Yeah.
So technically, it wasn't even human.
It
But the mannequins, though, the
That
mannequins
was-
were part.
that was
human.
kind of a disturbing, like little
like I didn't
truth or
realize it, but it was
whatever.
like the torsos of the mannequins.
Flesh.
Those are flesh.
Yeah.
yeah.
And those hands you killed, those weren't mannequin hands. Those are real hands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially
Really
creepy
weird.
was the part where you turned off the thing's life support.
Oh yeah, that was
creepy.
weird. I felt like
People will probably look in the game files and see if there's anything behind the curtain.
yeah.
Which I'm generally curious to
What are
see.
what's the name of that guy? Like the
The
doctor?
doctor,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I wonder if that was like his mother or like his
either
brother.
a family member or a patient he was working on.
But he seemed like distraught when you
Yeah,
did
he
it.
was
Wait.
freaking out trying to
Yeah.
resuscitate it.
What if he was using that body to reanimate everything in that hospital?
Yeah, I don't know
Because there was
how.
only one body. There was
Hmm.
only one living thing in there with him.
Well, the
How
other
do you
things were
reanimate
living
via
though.
one body?
I don't know. Maybe he takes the life from it and then reanimates it somehow.
Wait, to me it looked like that person was missing legs. I don't know why. It could be that he was trying to heal that person via his other experiments.
Yeah. He's
Oh,
trying over
possibly.
and over or something.
That's why he was keeping it alive.
I heard another theory about the mannequins. So, one person theorized that the reason why they stop when you have a light on them was, I mean, this might be far fetched. I mean, it's kind of like going into extremities here, but the reason why they stop and freeze when you shine a light on them is because that's like their past. That's like them remembering like the operating room light or something. So like it like paralyzes them or something because they're so like terrified or because I don't know what other reason there could be like shining a light on them or something. Maybe they're like secretly they don't want to be seen because they're like they don't like the way they look or whatever or what they've become.
As soon as I noticed them, I was like, weeping angels.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many things that take homage from the weeping angels.
Is that
What
the
about,
original?
what about the doctor? No, that's not the original. There is another thing before Weeping Angels. I think it was Twilight Zone.
Oh, Twilight Zone.
Mannequins?
The mannequins.
Yeah. Like actual mannequins.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Came way
Forgot
before
about
Weeping
that.
Angels.
Oh, man, that was weird.
Yeah, they were in a mall or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they were living
It
mannequins.
was old, like 1960s, I think. Maybe even older.
You were saying
Yeah.
the doctor?
What was I saying about him? I might have lost my train of thought again.
What happened to the camera?
All right. Yeah, the camera just died. I don't know why. I think we ran out of battery. But yeah, I was saying something about the doctor. I think I forgot what it was.
It's kind of thick.
He was
Yeah, he
thick.
is
Yeah,
thick.
mega thick. But yeah, you ended up killing a lot of people.
You do, yeah.
The doctor, you shoot the guy at the beginning, kill the Thin Man.
If
Yeah.
you kill the Thin Man.
You fight back
You
against
don't
the
know
children.
if you killed the Thin Man.
I'm pretty sure he died.
Either that or he got like sent back. Because I mean, if you are going with the theory of the time loop, then he would come back. Or maybe that's the end of it.
Maybe he kills
then
him and then
that's-
he takes the place of himself.
Yeah, maybe that's the hinge point. Like that's the end of
That must be.
that Thin Man. And
Yeah,
then he
that's the end of
comes
the Thin Man. So when you defeat him, he probably turns back into the state that he went in there to begin with.
Well, so
Yeah.
if there was the loop theory, which pretty like if you think about it, that's probably what it is.
Mhm.
In the beginning, it starts out with the hallway, and then looking at the door where the Thin Man is, and then the TV that you're next to when you wake up as Mono
Mhm.
is on, and then it turns off, and then you start the game.
So what's the turning off? Like what does that symbolize?
I don't know.
Like the start of the loop?
It's possible. But
Where did-
why did he come through the TV? Where did he come from? Nobody really knows.
because the thing is, you don't discover that power until later on in the game.
You don't
Jumping through
realize it.
TVs.
Yeah.
So that only happened later on. So it's possible that time exists differently. I'm sure that's the way it is. But to the point where if you come out of the loop, you turn back into a kid. You come out of the time thing. Like Mono came out and she was still a kid, but if she had stayed in there to the point where she grew up, she might
You mean 6?
6.
Yeah.
If 6 stayed in there to the point where she got older and she came out, she probably would be a kid again
Mm.
because time exists differently there.
Well, how did 6 get to that cabin?
She might have been
The
born
hunter.
there. Or the hunter.
Well,
took her there.
the theory I saw was the hunter just collected her and he wanted to stuff her eventually, but didn't want to shoot her because it would destroy his trophy,
Mhm.
basically. So he was going to let her starve and then stuff her.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how
But-
did she get there in the first place? How did she get to that place?
Well, there's Very Little Nightmares, which the odd thing is, Very Little Nightmares shows how Six gets the raincoat, which is a mobile game. I don't.
Is that canon?
I don't know.
Is this before that? Does she go to that island and then it's
Very
the
Little
Maw?
Nightmares shows how she went to the Maw.
So then this must be before the Very Little Nightmares.
It must be, yeah.
I kind of want to play it though. Now
Yeah.
I actually might play it.
I'm actually going to see if it's
How
on
much
Android.
is it?
Is
I think it
free?
might be only on Apple.
I'm gonna get
Because
the
I'm pretty
emulator then.
sure. I'm pretty sure it's like.
No, it's on Google Play. It's $7. It's a
I'll-
different type of game, though. It's a puzzle game.
I mean, I'll play it if it
Yeah,
fills in
I'm
gaps.
actually curious.
I'm actually more not satisfied, but I'm happier that this game was a prequel rather than a sequel.
if it is a prequel, which most likely it will.
I think-
everything isn't confirmed.
I think it's all but
It's
confirmed.
all about theories for this game.
but I'm
But the Maw, the secret
she doesn't have her
ending-
powers.
Or not the secret like extra little scene that you get if you get all the collectibles or whatever that
Yeah.
shows that.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
looking at the Maw.
That extra ending. I didn't get it myself, but I watched it. I think that's the point where she loses her soul or whatever. Like she loses
I was
a
gonna say
part of
that too,
herself.
yeah.
You can technically see throughout the game.
Yeah, in Little
Yeah.
Nightmares 1, they called it Shadow 6. She's actually following you the entire game, and at certain points you can see it.
And that's what the Shadow 6 was when in that,
Yeah,
in
the
that
soul was
scene?
separated from 6.
Ah.
And that's when the hunger starts.
Yeah.
So
I
it's probably correlated.
Well, if you notice in this game, 6 did some weird things.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like the first thing you saw was when she like broke the neck of the porcelain
mean,
doll.
Yeah.
I can see it though. I mean, she's like
She's kind of
she went-
broken.
yeah, she is.
She was kidnapped. Oh, another thing of foreshadowing. The first time you see 6 in the game, you use an axe to break down the door where she's
Yeah.
playing with the music box.
Ah.
Later on, the last time you see her, besides when she drops you, is you break down those doors and go in to fight her when she's playing with the music box.
Yeah.
There's no doors you break down though.
Yeah, there is.
No,
Remember-
you
yeah.
walk into the room first, and then the doors open.
No, so you go to that weird like dimension area
The black
where it's
place.
just nothing, and there's an axe right above the door, and you break it open and you go in, and then you fight her.
It's like calling back to when you first saved her.
yeah.
And the
Yeah.
music box is her way, is like her comforting, because when she was like kept away in that place, that was the only song and thing that would comfort her.
Yeah,
So that was like her tie. That's another thing why I think the building is like actually a creature that's behind controlling Mono using his powers, is because it used that one trinket to keep her there. So she
Yeah.
felt like Mono was destroying it.
what's odd is the room where you first see 6 as a monster. The same suitcase is in there as
saw
from Little
that.
Nightmares 1, the very
Yeah.
start of the game. Like, I wonder where that suitcase came from.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, another thing is like when she dropped Mono, like it made me upset, but after hearing some other people's opinions, it actually makes a lot of sense. Because
Especially the hunger one.
No, I don't think it was the hunger one,
You don't think it was?
because the hunger happened after that. And whenever the hunger happened, she would like double over
Yeah.
because it was painful to her.
I
Mm.
think, well, a lot of people put it this way, and it kind of like made me think back on it and kind of agree with it in that I think she dropped Mono because he kind of put her through all of that. Even though he saved her multiple times, he put her through all of that. Like there was this one thing where if you don't like tune it in right and it starts like, the TV starts, I don't know, going crazy, she actually pulls you away from the TV. So she's constantly trying to keep you away from like danger because she doesn't want to be in those situations. So I think at that point she kind of weighed her options
Mhm.
and was like, if you stay with me, you might be putting me in like even more worse like situations or whatever. So she like just let him go because she's kind of like,
I mean, she hesitated. She didn't just
Yeah.
drop him
She looked at
immediately.
him.
she thought about it probably.
Yeah. If she was truly evil, she would have just dropped him without a second thought.
Yeah. And I think she hesitated because of that, but someone else said that she also has somewhat of a power of being having the ability to attain other people's powers. So maybe she was like, because there was that TV behind her and only Mono can go through those. So she was like kind of getting some of his power and then going through it. And that's why at the end of the first game, she can like take that power or whatever.
Yeah.
That's another theory, but I think
I'm curious where
I don't
these
think she's
powers
evil.
came with to begin with. And
Yeah,
why
like
these
how
kids
did
have
Mono get it? I don't know.
It's really interesting.
It is,
it.
yeah.
Super interesting.
I got this little Yoda cup here
Yes.
Yeah.
from Ricky.
We have
got-
other Baby Yoda mugs.
It's kind of
What's
like
I got my mic.
that? Yep.
it's kind of like awkward to drink though. It's like
Oh my.
Imagine spilling it all over your laptop.
honestly that laptop's so old it wouldn't even matter. Oh, nice.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't think 6 is evil. And what's weird is remember after the first game, we were like, you see this progression of her losing her humanity, like to where like the end, and then you're like, what just happened? But it's like now that you see this, you're like, okay, she lost it a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like she lost her humanity a long time ago. Whatever.
Yeah.
So
You know, her soul or whatever that was being separated from her body is probably related to that power. The power she has.
yeah,
Because it's related to the hunger, obviously.
yeah,
You've never seen that the entire game. And you only see it once it was separated.
and you see it in the first game. I wonder if you see it in what is it called, Little Story?
Very Little Nightmares.
Wait, was it when she was pulled through the TVs that when it was separated? Because that's the first time you see it. When the tall man picks 6 up, and then you are left in the room alone, and then there's the shadow thing of 6 right
Yeah.
in front of you.
That's
Is
when it
that
happened.
Where it got split?
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
But what about the Monster 6? How does she turn into that? And how does she stop being the monster?
I think it was just
I think it was the building.
distortion. Kind of like
Hmm.
what it did to the city.
I think it was
that's
the
true, yeah.
building.
Yeah, the whole city
Yeah.
was distorted. There were probably radio waves kind of distorting people's perceptions of reality too.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously with the viewers, it distorted it to the point where they just wanted to stare at the TV.
Mm.
And that literally like made their faces
Places.
faceless. Like
Yeah.
they didn't have any features.
There's probably some like underlying like, call out to like consumerism or like over consumerism or something like that.
Maybe, but I don't feel like that was their goal.
Probably not, but I mean it's there. You can definitely draw from that, but
Mhm.
Yeah, being addicted to entertainment, which I mean, kind of. I was thinking that, like the first one, there's a focus on eating and gluttony and just food. This one's
Yeah.
kind of the focus on, I wouldn't say laziness, but more of just like entertainment.
Mhm.
yeah,
stuff
I
like
could see
that.
it.
Yeah,
can see
it's minorly there. Is
Yeah.
minorly a word?
Minorly.
Like majorly is, but is minorly a word?
Wait, would you
I don't know.
count?
I think so.
Would you count
Sounds like
this
it.
game? Well, I know we counted the first game as an indie game, but it's made by Bandai Namco.
Was it
Wait.
made or published
No,
by them?
I think it's published by them.
Was it?
Isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know the people who made it.
I'm pretty
Okay.
sure.
Because I was wondering, it was like, because of the first game, does this one count as an indie?
Tarsier Studios?
What else did they
I
make?
Yeah.
don't know. Let's see. The City of Metronome. Never even heard of that. The Stretchers.
What?
What?
Looks like some sort of Asian game.
That's a 9 out of 10 on Steam. The second one.
Is it overwhelmingly positive?
Little Big Planet PS
I think
Vita.
that makes it. Let me check.
They made Little Big
no,
Planet.
it's very positive.
They made Little Big Planet PS Vita.
Wait, they did?
PS Vita.
Huh.
I didn't try the Vita one.
Which that would make a lot of sense
Yeah,
because they made a game very similar to that,
yeah, side scroll or whatever.
and that's why it feels so much like Little Big Planet.
yeah, they like the movement.
They didn't
the
make all of Little
platforming.
Big Planets. Only the PS Vita version.
I know, but they had experience with that medium already.
Oh, true.
The platforming aspect feels really similar. Jumping
Yeah.
and like grabbing stuff too.
Mhm.
You're like a little character.
I don't know if you noticed, but Little Nightmares has the Little Nightmares 2 sign, and Little Nightmares 2 has the Little Nightmares sign.
Is that a?
It's some sort of weird glitch.
Oh,
I don't know if it's with my computer or just
Hmm.
they,
They might have put-
accidentally.
Steam
did
has
that.
weird glitches.
It's not Steam though.
Mm.
I was just looking it up on Goog.
Goog.
I don't know. Anything else? Anything to
I don't
draw
know,
from?
I think that might be it. I mean,
There's-
it's a great game.
It's incredible, actually.
I think it's worth 30
Oh yeah, I'm happy I paid 30 for it.
because it's just we're probably gonna play it a couple more times in the future.
That's true. Yeah.
So I mean, and It's a really good
Over
game.
time, it'll be worth 30. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just excited. Like, I'm happy that this one was a prequel.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't even know I wanted a prequel, I'm happy it was. So that I look forward to what's going to happen next. They're probably going to make another one, but
Oh, I hope so.
I'm
And
really
hope
excited.
DLCs they make are good.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like now that I know that the first game is at the forefront of like the story overall, I'm excited to see like where it goes next and to see if like there's some, I don't know, like wrongs that are made right or
Yeah.
something. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I know. I hope
curious.
it's explained more about that creature, which I forget what that creature is called.
I don't
It
know.
has a name.
Wait, what if they did
That is the all-seeing eye, isn't it? That's drawn everywhere.
something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up with the dog pooping
I don't know.
image? That probably the little gnomes drawing it.
Wait,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what if they did some sort of like Little Nightmares 3? I mean, I'm not saying that they should do this. I'm just saying it's like a what if situation. If they made a game kind of like Little Big Planet, but it's Little Nightmares,
What do you mean, like
where
building?
people can actually create their own things in game.
Like open mod support or something?
Well, no, like Little Big Planet almost.
We need a Little Big
Hmm.
Planet for PC.
We do.
Yeah. So like, what if they did like a Little Nightmares, Little Big Planet, where you have textures, like the buildings kind of similar.
Mm.
You can create your own creatures.
Yeah.
Just make it like open ended, and then
That would.
I don't know. I feel
I
like
mean,
that
I
would
don't
be
think
kinda
I've
cool.
never seen a game,
a horror.
creative sandbox creative game like in a specific genre.
Yeah.
I mean, they've done. I mean, if anything, it would probably be them to make it because I don't know this. Oh, MM Studios is like I think it's a shell of what it used to be.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure. So, I mean, I
But
don't.
what if they just like the people who did Little Nightmares did a Little Big Planet version of it?
Yeah, something different to bring to the PC community.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
be
really
interesting.
need
You
it.
can
Honestly.
let your imagination just like go all over the place.
I think
Yeah.
it'd be a mistake to put that in one genre, though.
Well, no, it was a what if.
I know.
Yeah,
It was a what if. It's just it would be kind of cool.
I
but-
think if they were to make a game like that, they definitely could. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know how their ability of making a sandbox game is, but I know that they have the platforming, side-scrolling structure. Really, they have it nailed down.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
That's funny because I actually brought the PS3 here.
Oh, nice.
I
with
saw
Little
it
Big
out
Planet
there,
2.
yeah.
Yeah,
I love Little Big Planet too.
So good.
Yeah, that game's amazing. They need to remaster it. Imagine PC remaster.
That'd be awesome.
Yes.
They were doing a complete remake, like not an actual studio, but indie people.
and it got shut down.
Yeah,
of Little Big Planet 2?
No,
it was called Little Big Planet Restitched or something.
it was gonna be like 2, I think.
Oh, okay.
Sony shut it down. It's
Mhm.
terrible. It's awful. I mean, imagine how many hours of like work that went into that already.
I think it's partially Sony's fault that it's not more popular. Like they probably
Oh, yeah.
are restricting it to one platform and all that.
Yeah. I haven't even looked into the new Little Big Planet, but I do want to play it.
Mhm.
But it's not going to be the same.
No, it's not.
Definitely not. No,
No. You guys have anything else to say?
no. I
Play
think that's
it.
it. Yeah, definitely play it.
Yeah.
If you haven't played this one, play the first one.
So good. Such a good series.
Mhm.
I'm
Really
excited to
is.
see where it goes, though.
I know.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for listening.
And watching.
Yeah. And we'll see you in the next podcast.